Hello and welcome to Let's Get Growing. We're in sort of getting towards the middle of July and there has been a bit of heat wave going on, so it hasn't rained for quite a long time, and today's not as oppressively sunny and hot as it has been, but it's still quite muggy. So we're going to start with today's packs. So we've got 4 things this time, you lucky people. So the first thing we've got is a clump of spring onions. So with these, if you've got a veggie patch, you could put them straight into the ground. So what we're going to do is we're going to have a look. The same old principle, potting on. We can see that the roots are coming out of here. So it hasn't quite filled its pot, but what I'm going to do is I'm going to grow mine in a pot and I'm going to transplant it, pot it on into a bigger pot, and we're going to leave them as a clump. So we've sown these with a pinch of seeds together in a module and they've grown into a clump. Then we're going to grow them as a clump and then harvest them all together as a clump. Okay, so it's a variety called ramrod. So there's my spring onions, and then the next thing you should have is a Greek basil plant. So it's got smaller leaves than the sweet basil, but it's got a really nice aromatic flavour. So first thing we're going to do is, oh yeah, this one's definitely filled its pot, and I'm just going to tease it out a little bit, just gently. I've got 2 pots there. Some compost in the bottom of my pot. I'm going to pot it on. And then, I don't think I've got any scissors here, but a good thing to do would be to just give it a little trim just to get it growing. Just use my fingernails. It smells lovely. Okay, and now, because we've got a lot of lettuce, I thought you might like to have few young lettuce plants, so you should have them in a pot like this. So what I'm going to do, I don't know quite how many there are, but I've got a tray with 9 in it, so we're going to prick these out into the tray. Now we did prick, some of the volunteers were pricking out lettuce yesterday, but it was really hot, so it's better to do this when it's a bit cooler, otherwise the lettuce just will wilt and won't do very well. To do it in the shade, and then after I've done these, I am going to put them in a cool place, water them, put them in a cool place and make sure that they're well watered until they start to revive. So I'm pricking them out individually. I'm handling them by their leaves, not their roots, which are the most delicate bit. Dipping a hole, and then I'm putting the compost back around and pressing. And they probably will look a bit sad for a day or 2. Just keep them out of the sun until they start to revive. I think this is salad bowl, which is a really good variety for doing as cut and come again. Just have enough to fill this tray of 9 maybe. It's a very little one. So when I come to water these, we'd need a rose. And you see they look quite sad, but I think that they will pick up. And then the final thing you should have in your pack is a packet of lupine seeds. So these are some seeds that we collected from our own lupines, which have finished flowering. So we're going to sow some for flowering for next year, hopefully. So I've got, I'm just going to do mine. You could do them individually in like little modules, but I'm just going to do mine in a fruit punnet, making sure it's got holes in the bottom. and get into them. What you could do with these, which I haven't done, but it would speed them up a bit, is just to soak them in some water for an hour, just because they've got quite a hard seed coating. Or another trick is to rub them on a bit of sandpaper. So I've just scattered them. I'm going to cover them. Press them down. I've got my label, Lupine, and then again a gentle water with a rose. Okay, so that's all of your packs. One thing that I was going to do today is, this is my tomato. As you can see, it's got loads of tomatoes on it. It's got some around the back as well. It's got this discoloration of the leaves, but I'm not going to worry too much about that, but I do think it needs feeding. So I've got some stinky brew, which I'm going to dilute with some water. And it's important when you're feeding plants that you water them first, because you don't want to burn them. I'm going to do my cayenne pepper as well, because you can see it's flowering and it's starting to form chilies there, so it'd be a good time to give it a bit of a feed. Okay, so I think we could have a quick look at how the plants are doing outside. Okay, so we can see that the allium is flowering and they're covered in bees. Good as a wildlife plant. Some of the other things are romping away. Now this is supposed to be a dwarf French bean, but it actually looks like a climber to me. But maybe I need to put some, so what I would do with this is I'd probably put 3 canes in it and tie it up. And then, look at the chard. It's massive. I can't remember how long ago we did that. But anyway, that's good. So what I would do with that is harvest some of these bigger leaves and use them. And then I think last time we had a dahlia, so my dahlia's just started to grow. It's coming shooting up. It's got some more shoots on it here. And then finally, the courgette is also gone quite bonkers. And I think this one needs a bigger pot. So that's what I will be doing next with the courgettes. The snapdragons are starting to flower. These were the ones that I shoved loads into a pot last time. So everything's growing well. But it's just important to keep things watered and fed at this time of year. And thanks for watching. So happy growing.